Hi there, this is Georgina with Georgina Kyllo Yoga, and today we're going to do a class with the basics of a therapeutic yoga and barre class. And here I have a few little mini balls for rolling the feet, and this is a little mini squishy squash ball. And you can get those at any Sport Check, or you can get it online at Amazon. And then this is just a little ball from the dollar store, one of those really bouncy balls, and it's a little bit harder. So those are two little balls I have. You're also going to need one of these round kind of Pilates balls. This is the bender ball. You can buy those online, or if you would like to purchase one, please let me know and I can send that to you. They're $18 plus tax. And we have, of course, a bolster, or you can sit on a pillow if you're doing this at home. A couple of blocks, so yoga blocks. And I also have a foam block. Also, you can sit on a pillow if you don't have these things at home. Another thing that works really great for these is at home you can use a water bottle. So a nice large water bottle, and just put some water in it, and it's kind of squishy, the same as this ball would be. With this series, you're also going to get a PDF of the practice, so you can practice at home. Or you can also just do some of the yoga. So if you don't want to do the barre like we have behind me, you can use a chair. If you're using a chair, just please place it up against the wall so it is stable. Okay, so what happens with this therapeutic barre and yoga series? It's 4 weeks. We begin each class with a meditation. The class is about 65 minutes in total, maybe 70 minutes if we have some discussion. You can do this in person at Sweet Freedom Yoga Studio in Salmon Arm, a beautiful studio, or you can do it online through Zoom. So I can send you the information on how to set that up. Basically, every week you will get a link that will send you straight to the Zoom page, and you will join us live for the next 4 Fridays. So each class is at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time, and it goes till 11:45. So thank you for joining me, and let's begin by practicing a short meditation. So let's begin our meditation. Begin in a nice tall seat. You can wear a nice sweater or put a shawl around your shoulders. You're going to close the eyes and just come to this place on your seat. So I'm seated on a bolster. My knees are lower than my hips. My shoulders are relaxed, belly is soft. My chin is parallel with the floor. I feel a lifting through the tips of the ears, and crown of the head reaches for the sky. And now let's take one hand, either your right or left, and place it upwards, so the palm faces up towards the sky. Let's allow the arms to relax. Your eyes can be gently closed, or if you wish, you can tilt the chin down slightly to look towards the front of the mat. or the floor in front of you. And then we begin to settle in. We notice the sounds around us. So maybe if you're at home, you're noticing sounds outside. Maybe it's raining, you can hear raindrops, leaves rustling in the wind as we come into autumn. Maybe you can hear cars outside, people walking around and talking. And just staying with this awareness. With the hand face up towards the sky, this is our way of representing support. So inviting in some support within the community outside of the walls, outside of this area you sit on your mat. And the hand that's face down is to represent grounding. Grounding and a centering. Notice now if you can deepen the inhales and the exhales. You can begin the yoga belly breathing, so breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. And as you take a couple of breaths, as you notice the things around you, can you also feel support? Support from your external environment. So maybe there are certain people in your community that are very supportive of you. Or maybe there's someone that you can ask support from, or some type of community, Sangha. Now let's draw this in a layer. So come into this space where you're sitting, feeling safe in this place on your mat, knowing you can trust this practice of yoga. And as you're here in this seat, you can trust that this practice of yoga will bring you this sense of safety, the grounding and peacefulness, while everything can be chaotic and challenging around you. So we come to this now moment, this precious moment in this time we are together. And you can begin to notice the hand that's placed down on your thigh or top of your knee. You can feel the fabric of your pants, your leggings. You can feel where you're sitting on the bolster, the ankles on the mat. Or if you're sitting in your bed doing this just as a meditation, just noticing what you feel. And also begin to notice the areas that you're wearing clothing, the warmth, the textures. now begin to notice the areas where you don't have clothing. So your bare feet, your hands, your face. And just sitting with that for a moment. We lengthen the inhales and the exhales just slightly, not needing to force the breath. Notice how you can feel support in this seat as you are sitting here with me, whether you're here in person or watching from your own home, or maybe you're watching this as a recording. And know that I am here to support you in this practice, in this Barre and Yoga Therapeutic series for the next 4 weeks. And now let's go underneath the skin. So going within, you can bring this vision to the blood flowing through your veins, your lungs as you breathe in and out, breathing in fresh new air, exhaling any stale air out. Notice your heartbeat. And notice how in this month of September, which is self-care month, how even just coming to this practice is bringing in this awareness of self-care and self-love. And now let's come to the deepest core of yourself. Notice how you feel into the core of your being. You notice how the body physically supports you. And now can you mindfully come to this awareness how you can support yourself emotionally, spiritually. So finding that support from your own being. So knowing that you can support yourself by trusting your own inner wisdom, with your own uniqueness. And now I ask you to ask yourself this question. What is your unique talent that you can offer out into the community? Something that's unique about you that you can offer not only to others but to yourself, and we all have them. And see if you can name 2 things, or if there's more, name 2 things. You can even pause this video if you're watching it. If you have a journal close by, you can write it down in your journal. 2 to 3 things about your uniqueness. just want to sit with this for a while. And this awareness. And notice if you can bring these unique values or things about yourself from your heart. Because the mind will automatically go to thoughts that are super helpful. Just sit with this awareness. Let's just stay here for 3 breaths. See if you can breathe into this awareness of your natural self, meeting yourself with compassion. And can you draw upon this place where you can bring in this support? And knowing you can support yourself from within by coming back to your own being. And we send this support out into our communities, knowing we can support each other in infinite ways. Whether you agree with that person's values or not, just recognizing them as a human also trying to get through these challenging times. A human that is acting in their own ways of self-care. When we come back out of that layer of the core of our being, and just notice the body again, the heart, the breath. And then we come back out another layer, and again notice where we're sitting, noticing the textures, the feeling of our body physically sitting here. And finally coming out into the outskirts of this building or the place you are sitting. Again, noticing the sounds. Noticing our community outside of these walls. So notice if you can support this space outside in the community. And then we slowly come back to this moment. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Bring the hands slowly to your heart and open the eyes. So I'm facing the bar. You can't quite see it, but I will change that when we get going. We will begin in our Heartbed Pose. So you can use a bolster or you can grab a couple of pillows from your bed and place them behind the lumbar spine. We're going to come back laying onto the bolster. If I feel like this is too much of an arch underneath the back, I'm going to place this foam block or a blanket underneath the back. You're gonna bring the arms so the palms face up. And if you would like a little bit of support between the knees, you can take the ball or the block. So I'm gonna take the block, place it between the thighs, close the eyes, and we're going to stay here for 5 breaths. So notice here if you can ground down through the feet and feel the whole sole of the foot. And you'll find with your knees resting upon the thigh on the block, you won't have to work so hard to keep the hips and knees and feet in line. And now let's take a moment to press down through the big toe mound and then through the pinky side of the heel. Feeling this slight lift in the arch of the foot. We have so many bones in the feet. There's 26 bones, 33 joints. We're just finding this way to press down and really feel the whole sole of the foot. Feel this nice opening through the chest. And the palms just face up towards the sky. Moving the fingers curl up gently towards the sky. And then let's take the block away. And you can roll to your right or left side. So just rolling to your side. Just rest here for a moment. The knees drawn in towards the chest. I'm going to press down through this palm and just press the bolster away from me. And I'm going to remove the block, the foam block, and place it to the side. We're going to come back down onto our backs and draw our knees into our chest. And you can open the toes and scrunch the toes, just activating the feet. Open toes, scrunch the toes, opening, and then scrunching. And let's drop this left leg down to the ground. You're going to extend the left heel out and bring that right knee in towards the belly. And let those toes point up towards the sky. So you'll, instead of the feet being relaxed, they are pointing up towards the sky. Not too far back, but just pointing up. So we come into this wind releasing pose. Just gently drawing that knee in. This creates a little bit of compression into the belly. Bringing in nice fresh blood flow into the core, into the abdominal area. And again, you can scrunch the toes and open the toes. Scrunch the toes and open the toes. And then drawing that out towards the armpit, so the right armpit. Notice if you can relax the shoulders and the neck muscles. Three more breaths here. So coming to the yoga belly, breathing in through the nose, out through the nose. Now on this last breath, I'm going to drop that right foot down towards the mat and slide it out. Just rocking from hip to hip to reset the back. And you'll notice if you take your hands to the top of the hip flexors, you're going to feel the right hip feels lower than the left. And maybe the right leg feels lengthened and a little bit longer. So just settling here to notice this feeling moment. So in Therapeutic Yoga, we take time for introspection, so noticing what's going on within. And now let's drop both knees in again. Both knees come in. Drop that right foot down this time. Slide that right heel out. And again, activating both feet, so just drawing the toes gently up towards the sky, not too far back. Just the toes gently pointing out. So you're kind of pointing through the toes, the pad of the foot, and the heel. And again, creating a little bit of compression by bringing the hands on top of the knee into the belly for 3 breaths. And now draw that knee out towards the left armpit. Again, slight compression here. And also remembering, relax those shoulders and the neck muscles. I'm going to stay here for 3 breaths. Good. You're going to release that left foot down to the mat. And now extend that heel out. Take those hands again down to the tops of the hips. And notice how more balanced the body will feel. The right side and the left side. You can wiggle from hip to hip. Just resetting the spine. And now drawing those knees in towards the belly. You can roll to your right or left side. Just for a moment, coming into Petal Pose, you can rest your head on your arm like a cushion, and then pressing down through the palm to come up to seated. And I like to come up and sit on my foam block, just allowing the hips to be a little bit higher than the knees. Good, so taking a moment here to root down through the sit bones, and then rooting down through the hands on top of the knees. Crown of head reaches for the sky. So let's come into Graceful Bowel Pose, which is a yin pose. You're going to bring the right ear to the right shoulder. And then you can extend these left fingers down to the mat or onto a block if it feels too far away. Draw that abdominal area in. And then you're going to draw the chin gently to look towards that right knee. You can close the eyes. And now draw the chin down towards the heart. And now we're going to bring the left ear to left shoulder. These right fingertips come to the mat, and then drawing the chin towards the left knee. Just feeling this beautiful stretch into the back of the neck, right into the top of the shoulder, into the neck area, and in the muscles, the trapezius muscles in the back. Good, and then draw that chin towards your heart. And we'll come into some cat-cows, so seated cat-cows. Seated cat-cows, the hands stay on the tops of the knees. You will arch and look up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, you will round and bring the chin towards your heart. So inhale, arching. Nice opening through the heart and the chest, widening through the collarbones. And then exhale, rounding. So if I turn sideways here, you will notice you can be as active or as subtle as you want. So you can be very gentle, inhaling up, rounding as you exhale, and being very gentle with the body, especially if you have any spinal issues going on. Or you can use the hands for support. You can inhale, really opening up, and then exhale, rounding, drawing that belly in. Inhale, arching, and exhale, rounding. And then come back to seated. Sit nice and tall. Inhale the arms up. And we're going to come back to that question of the support that we can get from the core being. And gather everything in and bring it back down to the heart. Again, inhaling up. Bringing in all that infinite possibilities. Right back down to your heart. One more time, inhale up. Exhale, bring it down to the heart, down to the yogi heart, right where the sternum is. And then drop your chin towards your heart, pressing the thumbs into the sternum. And now I ask you, when I asked you about your uniqueness that you can offer out to the community, did you find resistance? And if you did find that resistance, can you ask yourself why? And from this question, we will come to our intention or our sankalpa before we move into the standing bar series. And I love to use an I am statement. And I've been working with the intention is I am practicing nourishment. So you can find maybe that one or two words that works for you today. You say it to yourself 3 times. And we're going to take the hands down to the mat in front of us. Let the head hang heavy. And you can walk the hands out. And then coming over onto hands and knees. So let's remove the props. And coming to hands and knees. So we're coming into those cat-cows. We're going to inhale as we arch. Exhale as we round. Inhale as we arch. Exhale as we round. Let's give it 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. and exhale. From here, you're gonna draw that right foot forward. I like to use blocks, and it's just a nice way to support yourself. So taking the blocks in each hand, you're gonna bring that right foot forward, coming into that low lunge. So you can bring the blocks up high, allowing the heart to be nice and open, or you can bring the arms up. Palms face each other. Nice, long arms here. And you can bring your hands down to your heart center, back down to the blocks, and bring yourself down into child's pose. Widen the knees, forehead comes down to the mat. Let the elbows rest. And take 5 breaths here. Come back up to your hands and knees. From here, hands and knees, draw the belly in, so if you're drawing in the abdominal muscles, take those blocks again on either side of the mat. Take the hands on there, and this time bringing that left foot forward. So you're softening into the right hip here, and you can bring those blocks up high. So just feeling this nice stretch. And then one more cue, the back foot, you want it to lengthen out. So you don't want it to draw inwards, you want it to lengthen out. So protecting that knee. So again, you can bring the hands to the heart or lift them up. Take the hands down to the blocks, and from here, you will come up to a standing forward fold. So pressing through the back foot, using your hands on top of the blocks, and coming into that forward fold. Nice wide feet, bend deeply into the knees, and let the head hang heavy, so the belly can rest on top of the thighs. You can even let the hands come to each elbow, coming into ragdoll. Press down through the feet, especially down into that big toe mound and the pinky side of the heel. From here, let's walk the feet in about hip width apart, so not the widest part of the hips, but directly in with the hip flexors. And coming up slowly to a halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale the halfway lift, so your hands can come to the blocks or to the shins. And then exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. This time as you inhale, you're gonna roll up slowly, one vertebra at a time. Arms can come nice and wide, and bring those hands together, and then back to your heart center. So coming to your chair or your bar, you can just set those blocks aside. We're gonna take our ball, I'm gonna place it on the mat, I'm gonna grab the bar. So when I grab the bar, I'm not grabbing the thumb underneath, I'm keeping it in line with my fingers. And then I'm going to begin by rolling the right foot. And just rolling it back and forth. And then I'm going to take the ball to the big toe and roll it back to the heel. And then next I'm going to roll it to the second toe, and then back to the heel, and then back to the third toe, back to the heel. So we're activating the fascia in the sole of the foot, so especially into that plantar fascia. And I'm simply just rolling it from one toe back to the heel. And now I'm just going to roll it again back and forth. I'm going to take it under the heel, so as if I'm wearing high heels, And I'm gonna press down, I'm gonna keep hanging onto the bar and come down and bend. So coming into a modified chair pose. And I'm just nice and stable through this left foot, and I'm just bringing a little bit of weight into that ball. And you can put as much weight as you want into it. So not bringing it into pain. So remembering our therapeutic motto is no pain, no pain. I'm gonna roll it back and forth, and we're always working at a 60% effort level, not 110. And now I'm gonna take that ball right into the pad. So right below the toes here. Bring it in, and again, hanging onto the bar, I'm gonna press down and come back up. Press down into that chair and come up. One more time. Good, and let's just give it another little roll here, getting into the sides of the feet. Feeling maybe a little crunchy areas. You can kind of work it in little circles. The little balls work really good for this. Okay, so now take a moment for that feeling moment. You can hang on to the bar or just bring the hands into your Tadasana, so mountain pose. Close the eyes here. Notice the difference between the right side of the body and the left side of the body. And now coming into that beautiful foundation of your mountain pose. So soften the knees slightly, draw the belly button in, relax the shoulders, reach to the tips of the ears, crown of the head reaches for the sky. And you will feel, I know I do for myself, this lightness that draws up from the sole of the feet all the way up into the neck. And the fascia actually goes all the way up into the back of the skull here. Okay, so let's do this the other side. You can stay facing the same direction. And we're gonna roll the left foot back and forth. So this is wonderful for getting a release into the bottom of the feet, keeping the feet very active, also keeping the toes flexible. So as you age, your toes will get a little bit stiff and cranky. So we want to keep them nice and flexible, and this will help keep you more balanced, and you will have less falls as you age. And for everyone else, being younger is just really good preventative care for the feet. Good, so now let's take it from the big toe to the heel, the next toe to the heel, middle toe to the heel, the next toe, and then to the pinky and back. And then you're going to take it underneath the heel like you're wearing high heels. So you can see here, I'm placing my heel on top of the ball. I can even turn towards the bar if I want and press down. And then come back up. Down and back up. One more time, down and back up. And I'm going to roll it to just behind the toes. And I'm going to curl the toes a little bit around the ball. And again, I'm going to press down through that right foot and down into the ball as much as feels comfortable for me. And again, coming into those chair poses. Good, 2 more. Good, and then doing that rolling back and forth. So see how wonderful this bar is for supporting you during this practice. And of course, you don't have to use it if you don't want to. And letting that ball go towards the wall. I'm going to stand here in my mountain pose and just notice coming to this now feeling moment, softening the knees, draw that belly button in, roll the shoulders back and let them rest where they naturally come to. Palms are facing towards the front of the mat, lifting through the tips of the ears, crown of the head reaches for the sky. One more little cue is press down through that big toe mound and the pinky side of the heel, and you're going to feel the thighs engage. And you'll notice I don't have locked knees. I got nice soft knees. Opening the eyes. And let's take our hands to the bar. So again, we're not wrapping the thumb under the bar. We're going to come down into bar dog. So this is bar dog. Just letting yourself have your feet underneath the hips. Nice stretching through the shoulders. And I like to kind of press into the bar. So feeling a nice stretch into the shoulders, into the arms. Again, I'm drawing the belly in, widening the toes. And you can walk out each foot, so walking the dog. And we're going to come into some sun salutations using the bar. So this is amazing. I love this practice, and I'm really happy to share this with you. So I hope you love this too, even if you're just using the chair or the counter at home. So let's bring the hands down to the floor or blocks. You're going to inhale the halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold, and let's roll all the way up. Bring the palms together. So you'll notice that I did bar dog first, so we can see how far our hands need to be away from the bar. So we'll go through one sun salutation together. So we're not going to do a lot in this class because it's kind of preparing you for the rest of the weeks. So you're going to inhale, arms come up, heart shines up towards the sky. You're going to exhale down into that forward fold. Inhale to halfway lift. Exhale to forward fold. And inhale, come up to the bar. You're going to come up onto the tippy toes. And hands are nice and strong on the bar, wider than the shoulders. And we're coming into our bar Chaturanga, which is kind of like push-ups. We're going to bend and come back. So bending the elbows, chest comes towards the bar, and exhale back. So you don't have to go as deep. You can come here and back, or you can go nice and deep and back. So typically we do 5 to 8 of these before we return back to our downward facing dog. So let's come back to the downward facing dog. Soften the knees, walk out the feet. Press into the bar with the hands. Take a nice big inhale. As you exhale, come into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale, we're going to roll all the way up. Bring those palms together and exhale to your heart center. Perfect. Take this little ball with us. Again, if you don't have one, you can use the block. We're going to come up to the bar. And we're coming into some squats. So we're going to use the ball between the thigh. So bringing the ball in between the thigh or the block. You're going to place the hands nice on the bar. You can use the bar for support. So again, you can come low, like a little bit low, or deeply down into this chair pose. And then you're going to squeeze the ball for a count of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come up and come up onto your heels. We're going to lower down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stay up, and now squeeze the ball again for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Lower the heels. Walk back into your bar dog. Remove the ball. Good. Walk up the feet for 3 breaths. Lower the hands down. Halfway lift. Forward fold. And roll all the way up. Hands come to your heart center. So we're coming into Warrior 1. Bring that right foot forward. You can place the hands on the bar for support. But I'm coming into more of a therapeutic warrior. So this leg can have a little bit of bend in it. Bend into the right knee. You can take one arm off if you want. Or you can bring both hands up into our traditional warrior one. Good, so holding here. Feel the strength in both legs. So you should have equal weight in both feet. Good, bring the hands back to the bar and walk the foot back into down dog. And now bring the left foot forward into warrior one on the opposite side. So left foot forward. Again, you can bring one arm up or both arms up. Draw the abdominal muscles in. Good, 3 more breaths here. Nice equal weight into the feet. Soften the shoulders. And the hands come back down to the bar, coming back into your bar dog. Walk it out. Exhale down to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up, palms come up, heart shines up. Exhale to your heart center. And let's come into a tree pose. So this time you're gonna bring this left foot in to the thigh or into the shin. Bring it into the thigh if you wish. I find that this kind of pushes my hips out of place, so I stay here. And I want to really draw this leg back so I'm able to use the bar here for support. And then you can just bring one hand up. If you wish to bring both hands up, you can, or bring them just into your heart center, into tree pose. Ooh. You lose balance, you can grab on. Good, draw that knee forward and bring it back down. Just let the legs walk out here. Turn away from you, and I'm going to bring the right foot in. Arm can come up, or I can bring it into my heart, or both arms can come up into cactus. Maybe bringing in the Gaya Mudra. Good, bring the knee forward and bring that foot back down. Turn back to face the bar. We're gonna walk out the feet, coming into our downward facing dog, bar dog. Exhale down to your hands to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we're gonna place the hands into the ground and come back to our traditional downward facing dog or hands and knees pose. And take 5 breaths. Lowering the knees down. And coming back to easy pose, just place the hands on top of the femur. If you wish, you can sit upon a block. And just bring your hands into prayer and take a moment for a feeling moment. Feel the heat in the body you've created from the sun salutations, and knowing that we will add on to each class. We're going to come down now to the ground. So we're coming down to cool down from this practice. To begin, remove the block. We're going to lower down onto our bellies. Let's come into Sphinx Pose. So placing the elbows on the ground, just in front of the chest. If you want to come a little deeper, you can bring the elbows closer to the chest. You're going to lengthen out the feet, press through the tops of the feet. You can gaze towards the wall, or you can close your eyes. If this is too deep for you, you bring the elbows more in front and let the ribs rest on the ground. Good, 5 more breaths. Draw the belly button in towards the spine. Not sinking down, but pressing into the shoulders. Good, and let's lower down. Stack the palms, place the forehead on top of the stacked palms and lift the feet towards the sky and reverse windshield wipers. And bring the feet back down. And let's roll over onto our backs. You can bring the blocks with you. And bring the soles of the feet together into reclined Supta Baddha Konasana, or reclined butterfly in yin. And the palms can face up towards the sky. And just allowing the body to rest here. Good, draw the knees together. You're going to extend that right leg up towards the sky. You can take the hands behind the thigh, just stretching out that nice hamstring. Or you can clasp behind the calf muscle, or the peace fingers can come to the big toe. Good, draw the knee in towards the belly and bring that foot back down. Good, let's extend the left leg up, clasping behind the thigh or the calf muscle. Or again, peace fingers come to the big toe. Through my breaths. And draw that knee in towards the belly. And place that foot back down. We'll draw the knees in. Let's do some hip circles here. So each individual knee, as if you're drawing little circles on the ceiling or the sky, and then the other direction. And we draw the knees in. We're coming into our supine twist. We drop the knees over to the right. Take this right palm on top of the left knee or thigh, and then the left palm faces up and looking over the left palm to complete this twist. Good, coming back to center, so bringing those knees up to center. I'm going to drop them over to the right arm out, letting the legs come down. I'm going to move the block out of the way. Or you can place the block underneath the thighs to bring the floor closer to you. And again, bringing that gaze over the right palm to complete that twist. You can close the eyes. Three more breaths. Bring the knees back into the belly, hug them in, draw the forehead up towards the knees. Place the head back down. And the soles of the feet come down towards the mat. And now I'd like to give you a choice of yogi choice pose. Begin with a simple happy baby. You bring the soles of the feet together. It's kind of like reclined bound ankle pose. And the soles of the feet come together, letting the knees be nice and open and wide. And we're pressing down through the back of the skull, not turning the head from side to side. So you want to keep this nice and strong here. And if you have anything under the neck, just make it a very, very flat blanket or pillow. And then you can bring the soles of the feet up to the sky, coming into full happy baby. You can close the eyes here. Focus on drawing the knees down towards the earth, down towards your mat. Nice gentle hip opener. And from here, you're going to come into our final pose today, which is Shavasana. Bring this underneath the knees, coming back to lay down on the mat. I like to lift the right leg up and then place it back down. Lift the left leg up, lengthen, and place it back down. Lift up the right arm, lengthen, bring it back down so the fingers gently curl up towards the sky. The left arm comes up. Let that hand come down, lengthening. Back of the palm, back of the hand on the ground. And you can turn the head from side to side. And then just gently resetting the shoulders. Give yourself a little wiggle. Deep inhale, and as you exhale, let's soften down into Shavasana. So relaxing the forehead, especially the brow muscle, just relaxing the brow. Relax the jaw. Let the belly be soft. Feel this wonderful release through the entire body from your Therapeutic Yoga Barre class today. The knees are supported. Feel the heels on the mat. Notice each toe. And now feel the back body just supporting and nourishing the front body so the front body can melt down, fully supported onto the mat. And just let yourself feel heavy, supported, and relaxed. You can stay here as long as you want, or I will bring you out with a poem. As you rest here in Shavasana, I will bring you out with a beautiful prayer out of Karuna's book called Heart Yoga. Earth, teach me stillness, as the grasses are stilled with light. Earth, teach me suffering, as old stones suffer with memory. Earth, teach me humility, as blossoms are humble with beginning. Earth, teach me caring, as a mother who secures her young. Earth, teach me courage, as a tree which stands alone. Earth, teach me limitations, as the ant which crawls on the ground. Earth, teach me freedom as the eagle which soars in the sky. Earth, teach me resignation as the leaves which die in the autumn. Earth, teach me regeneration as the seed which rises in the spring. Earth, teach me to forget myself as melted snow forgets its life. Earth, teach me to remember kindness as dry fields weep into the rain. So receiving all we can learn from the earth as we rest here. And just begin to watch your breath, noticing how the inhales and exhales will be more at ease. And as you enjoy this last little bit of this sweet simplicity of resting on the earth, begin to slowly awaken yourself. You can wiggle your fingers and your toes. You can rock the head from side to side. And then we slowly make our way to our right side. Resting there as we did before in fetal pose. You can rest your head upon your arm as a cushion. Draw your knees in towards your chest. Make your way slowly up to seated. You can sit upon your bolster or your foam block and bring your hands into your heart. Close the eyes. And we take this time to end our practice with 3 ohms. Take your hands now into the self-care mudra, left hand on heart, right hand over top. And we will om together, feeling this healing vibration radiate through the body. Inhaling. Shanti, shanti, shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Bring your hands into Anjali Mudra again at your heart center. The divine light in me honors and cherishes the divine light in each and every one of you. Thank you for practicing this therapeutic yoga and barre. This series very much designed towards mental health, mental wellness in this self-care month of September. Bring your hands up to your third eye. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for this beautiful class. It was very simple, but also very effective, wonderful for anyone that just wants a nice, gentle practice, which is really what I love to teach. Again, with a therapeutic yoga class, we're working very slowly, holding postures for a length of time, and working at a 50 to 60% level. If you really like this video and you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe and hit the like button, and stay around to check out more of my videos and meditations. There's even a few crochet tutorials because that's also my passion. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.